Hey Boo Crew, welcome to my channel, welcome to my podcast. I am at Monster High and you are watching me at Tiny Bag's Big Opinions, where we talk about dolls, doll drama, the doll community, dolls, and yeah, that's all we do. That's what we do here. And today is episode 4. So welcome to episode 4 of my podcast. We have to do standing ovation here because, girl, we be fighting the community every single day for really good reasons, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. Grab yours because I want you to grab your tiniest bag and your big opinions, because today we're going to be answering some of your questions that you send me on Instagram, which also make sure to follow me everywhere at Monster High. But you guys send me questions on my Instagram. I do that every week so I can respond to them on my podcast. So we're going to do that. We're going to start with Garden of Eden because he sent me so many questions for the last episode and I didn't answer any of them. Shame on me. That was obviously not on purpose, but I missed it. So I'm going to do a whole little section so I can answer to all of their questions. And we're going to talk about wonkiness, quality control, and how are brands getting away with charging us so much money for these dolls when sometimes the quality is not there. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and interact with me in the comments because I love talking to you guys. But let me get Garden of Eden. Look at you go. You have your own little section on my podcast today because I completely missed your questions last time. And you always send me really, really good questions. So I truly appreciate you. I appreciate that you care enough to send all of these questions. And these are really, really good questions too. So let's go ahead and start responding. What is your personal opinion on Mattel's collector object heels? I think when it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. I personally do like, judge me. I like the heels, but I know some people don't, which is also completely fine, completely valid. There's no right or wrong answer. It's subjective. But when they go all out and they do something like so out of hand with like a pop-up collar that doesn't belong there or things like that, no, thank you. Keep that to yourself. I don't need that. But if it goes with the aesthetic and the colors, then yes, 100% I like them. If you had to change one thing in the doll community, what would it be and why? I would, again, I think I've said this before, but I would ask for more empathy and for let's use our brains. Let's use our brains. We all have brains. Don't be a bigot. Don't be like a weirdo. No, let's have fun. We are adults collecting dolls. Why are you creating an environment where people cannot feel like they belong? Or when people call me out for speaking out for the right stuff, like, why are you so bothered that I'm calling out racism? Why are you so bothered that I'm calling out transphobia? Oh, I know why you're so bothered. Because you feel attacked. Because I'm calling you out. So when people like try to not agree with me in terms of like human rights, I'm like, that's just telling me who you are. Do you realize that? When you tell me there's reverse racism, that white people know what racism is, that's just telling me who you are. You don't say less. Say less. I already know enough. I've heard enough. So yeah, that's what I would change. Like, if you want to be the change, if you want to change, be the change. And I'm trying to do my best here by addressing issues that nobody else is. So there you go. If Mattel was going to make a collector Twilight doll, what would you want it to look like? They did. That was the SDCC Sweet Screams. I am obsessed with that doll. That's one of my favorite dolls ever. Totally beautiful, gorgeous. And I would not change anything about her. That one, 100%. What's your opinion on people disliking G3 Frankie because of their non-binary pronouns? That is the whole... I actually have a Generation 3 Frankie here with me today that I want to talk about later. But I want to do an episode about it. So I'm not going to answer that just yet because I have a lot of thoughts and I'd be here a long time responding to that. But it's going to be a topic. It's coming. If you had to change one thing about the Monster High's collectors, what would it be and why? If I could change one thing, I'd be like, let's tone down the colors a little bit. They don't have to be oversaturated colors. This is not Generation 3. I love Generation 3. Generation 3 is part of my whole personality, but we don't need that. We can keep like muted colors. I would change that. So if you see like the Sanderson sisters, for example, like their dresses are so saturated. We don't need that. That's not what they look like. So keep it a little less like bright and a little more like muted. Have you yourself or someone you know that you're close to ever experienced bullying in the doll community? And what's your advice to those who joined and are experiencing this? Well, I have. Yeah. And you just shake it off. And do you have any advice for the newer doll collectors in this community? Yes. Don't get caught up on FOMO. I'm a victim of it. I think we all are. I've been trying to I passed on scissor hands, y'all. I know I've talked about it like in 2 different episodes. And here is my take. I passed. It's been a week. It's been out for a week now, right? Almost. I passed. And I'm okay with that. So there you go. Don't let FOMO get to you. And if G3 Monster High made a Freaky Fusion line, who would you hope would be fused? Frankie and Twyla. Period. Draculaura and Laguna. Period. Claudine and Cupid. And then Cleo and Venus McFlytrap. I don't know. I think it would be cute. If you had to get rid of one character in Monster High, who would it be and why? Not the comics, because I love that Toralei and Claudine are a couple, but I don't really like Toralei in the animated series and stuff. Like, she bugs me so much. So, bye, Toralei, you're out. If Monster High had to bring back one line, but for Generation 3, what would you want them to bring back? I would bring Freak du Chic. I think that would be so fantastic. But those were Garden of Eden's questions. Thank you so much for those questions, Beastie. And I'm so sorry it took me so long to get to these amazing questions. I hope you like the answers. And yeah, so I'm going to take a little water break. And next, we're going to talk about quality control, wonkiness. And I think we deserve some explanation. And we're so back. Let's go ahead and talk about, wonkiness. Is that even a word? I just made it up. I think it is, isn't it? So our manufactural defects and quality control issues, whatever you want to call it. What are they? Where do they hide? Where do they lurk? What kind of monster are they? Well, I'm glad you asked. So wonky dolls, whatever you call them, they are dolls with manufacturing defects. Example. Misaligned eyes, bad paint jobs, lip chips, and the factory flaw has always been a thing. As we know, it's not something that just started recently. Dolls have always had manufacturing issues. And, my thing is Monster High. Obviously, I do have my fair share of wonkiness. One thing I do want to start by saying is that wonk is subjective, and wonk doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, that doll is disgusting. I've gotten comments on that recently, actually. I actually have her in my hand. So I bought a used, in perfect condition, complete Frankie Sweet 1600 doll. And in my opinion, she's not wonky. I got a couple comments of people are like, what do you mean she's not wonky? She's wonky. Also, why are you so rude? Just don't say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Do you have any manners? Just because you think something, you don't have to say something. I'm not getting out of my way to go comment on somebody's post oh, your doll's wonky. No, it's giving unnecessary. If I'm happy with her, then it's my, she's mine. I'm the one who has to be happy with her. Anyways, so I don't know if you guys can see, but let me know in the comments. Do you think she's wonky? Because, people were saying she is. I don't think she is. Well, not everybody, but some people did. I hope it's focusing. I don't want to be a blogger influencer that's oh, can you see her? She's not that wonky, but people are like, oh, that's wonky. But then again, I can't be mad because that's subjective. She might be wonky to you. She's not wonky to me. Now, one that I can say is wonky, and this one is not subjective. Poor. Rochelle, I love you, girl, but this Rochelle is wonky in every single possible way. That's wonk. That's wonk. And then this one is not about wonk, but I just did my first reroute, and it's a Frankie Generation 3. That's not a wonk, but that's a quality issue because they had polypropylene hair, obviously, because that was Skulltimate Secrets line. Now I think we're over that, hopefully, knock on wood. But I gave them nylon hair, and I think they look really, really good. For my first time, that looks awesome. You guys can go check my shorts, my reels, and my TikTok for that video. But anyways, wonk can be subjective, obviously, but some of them are like, no, you can tell the eye is literally on the other side of the face, and it's not supposed to be there. It's completely misplaced. Monster High Generation 1 dolls, you can find that a lot. Generation 3, not so much, usually with Cleo. What's their problem with Cleo? You can spot the wonkiness on Cleo so easily sometimes, more often than other characters. I think it's because she has like the very like structured like nose bridge, so you can tell when the eye is misplaced. That's what I think. I might be wrong, but anyway, so you don't see that as much in Generation 3 in my opinion. Well, some people look for it. I'm like, girl, if you're looking for it, you're gonna I mean this in the best, like in the most respectful way. Like, if you're looking for it, you're gonna find it. Girl, you're gonna find, like, don't look for it. Don't look for it. I don't. But also, again, coming from a place where wonk is subjective, I'm so easy to please. If it's a little wonky, I don't mind it. I'll add it to my collection. I'll be happy. Nobody wants you, boo. I got you, Google. I got you. Come to me. Hey, I don't mind a little wonk. Like, if it's too wonky, of course, right? But I'm not going to obsess over it. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Please, I'm not judging you. I'm just pointing it out. Some people will get the doll and they'll be like upset, like OCD, like measuring, which good for, you're paying for it. Like, it's your money. Like, please do be my guest. But I'm not that kind of person. But it's not their fault. It's not my fault. It's the company's fault. It's the manufacturer fault. And why does that happen? So obviously one of the reasons why is the mass production pressures. These dolls are so mass produced. That's why it baffles me when people are like, rare Monster High doll. Honey, that doll was mass produced in the 2010s. She might be hard to find. They might be hard to find, but they're not rare. These dolls were mass produced. And one of the reasons why most of them are wonky is because they're like, yep, we got to put these out. Mass produced. And it was like a worldwide sensation. Still is, obviously. So these dolls are extremely mass produced. They are not collector doll, limited edition dolls. Some of these they actually involve human manufacturing, which I didn't think so, which is weird that I didn't think so. But like, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just too naive, but I'm like, oh, I think machines do everything. No, some of these, like, people are holding them, and like, so yeah, they use manual labor. So obviously somebody that's working there, like, God knows, God bless them, like a 10-hour shift or something, I'd be exhausted too. I'd be like, this eye's gonna go here, that lip paint's gonna be, they're probably getting paid minimum wage and doing like so much hard work. Like, I will defend them. I will not defend the company behind it. So yeah, so especially if there's like people involved, it gets to a point, boo. Let me tell you something. I've worked retail, like, and that's not even that, like, close to that amount of, like, repetition. But, like, not to make any excuses for them, but, like, girl, you're not going to pay minimum wage to go, like, do, like, the same, like, movement all day long. Like, God bless them. Like, so there's only so much that can happen. That I will give them to the employees, because they should be getting paid more, working less hours, yada, yada. But again, cheap labor. That's how these companies thrive, unfortunately. And with that being said, even machines don't have brains. As we know, we experienced that with AI and digital art and all the above. Machines can only do so much. So if these dolls are going through a machine, if they're slightly off, of course, there's going to be like, they're not going to be like exactly in place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Chucky. Maybe that's why I didn't think there were like people involved, but like Child's Play 2, where you can see the actual factory of good guy dolls, and it's like a bunch of machines putting in the eyes and the legs and the arms and the makeup. And so yeah, there are still people involved, but it's mostly like going through a machine. So I don't know. And why do some of us care so much? Again, I'm withdrawing myself from that because I don't care that much. But why do some of us care so much? Because these dolls are not cheap. they are not cheap. Even Playline now is like, what, for Monster High, close to $30 for a Playline doll. These dolls are cheaper in America than they are everywhere else, I think. But they're still expensive. They're expensive everywhere. The prices are getting higher and higher with like tariffs and this and that and the other and like regular like inflation. Like there is no reason like a doll we're paying that much money for, or even like collector dolls or collector edition Bratz dolls. Like Bratz has a lot of issues with the hair. Sometimes they're like kind of bald. Like there's no reason for a company that's charging that much money for a doll to give you slops and no quality control. So I feel like there's something there that should be, and again, it's because it's mass produced, I know, but there's some accountability there that needs to be taken from brands, because these sloppy, wonky dolls will end up at like, usually they're mostly like returned back to Amazon or whatever retailers. They end up at like Ross, Marshall, CJ Maxx, whatever, for like a low price, which great. A lot of people can go ahead and buy those dolls for a lower price, but that's caused by the overproduction of things. And it's not good for the environment. But who am I to talk about the environment while I'm surrounded by freaking plastic? I know. But we still can be conscious at the same time and acknowledge things that are important. Not the most environmentally correct person on earth. But with that being said, obviously, wonkiness is subjective. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not okay for you to obsess over a doll that you're literally spending money on, because it's your money and it's your collection and it should be just as good as you think it is. But also for me, I'm like, I don't mind getting a little wonky doll. I will acknowledge it shouldn't be like that. Not happy about it. But there's only so much that me, myself, Matt, I'm like, okay, Ghoul, you're wonky. You're out. Like, there's only so much I look into. What do you guys think? Do you think Mattel, MGA companies should focus on the perfection or maintain affordability? Which, like, it doesn't really make sense because these dolls are not even, like, affordable anymore. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I'm going to take a little water break. And next, we're going to answer to more of your questions. Now, more people. And I'll be right back. And we are so back. Let's go ahead and answer to more of your questions today. I just want to say this is one of my favorite parts of the podcast because I love interacting with you, getting to learn more about you, and letting you learn more about me and who I am as a collector and as a person and all the above and yada, yada, yada. And let's go ahead and do that. Also, if you want to keep your questions private, make sure to add a little star sign at the end of your question. So if you want to participate for the next episode, which I'm not going to give any spoilers, but next episode is going to be really good. It's going to be, please send me questions with a star sign at the end if you don't want me to mention your name. But yeah, stay tuned. First, by Aurelia Carosa. I'm from Italy. I love dolls. Favorite Clio G3 doll. Hey! Oh my gosh. First of all, love Italy. My Nonna was Italian, and yeah, I miss her. But favorite Clio G3 doll. Honestly, I think my favorite Clio Generation 3 doll is Core Refresh 1. I think she's so pretty. I love that doll head to toe, would not change a thing on her design. I would say that one. K Sparks 365. Will you ever do a wash and restyle your... Not you calling me out. Why are you calling me out? Will you ever do... Will you ever do a wash and restyle... Laguna School's out. Oh my god, she's right there. I know I unboxed her so long ago and I've been putting it off because there's so much glue in her hair. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend and like make up an excuse. She has so much glue in her hair that I'm like terrified. It's gonna be so much work. But yes, I'll do that for you. I will do that. Thank you for calling me out. That was a while ago. Wow, you still remember that. I will get on my stuff and I'll do it. I love you. You guys always call me out. This one is anonymous. Tell me something about Cleo's past, because I don't have her diary. I will say she mentions her father a lot. A lot. So you can tell that her whole personality and the way she is literally because she wants to impress and to make her father proud, and because she's competing with Nefra, who's like so a little bit older and like more mature and like doing all the things, and she's very insecure at the end of the day. So behind every mean ghoul, not that she's mean, I'm just saying like she gives off like Regina George vibes. Behind every mean ghoul, there's an insecure ghoul, and her insecurities are hidden by her facade. So yeah, I'm way too invested in Monster High characters. Anyways, that's my take. J Nuno 89. If the twin pack of Tim Burton's Coraline come out, will you get it? I think I will. Please don't come for me. Jesus Christ, y'all are gonna come for me. I just know that. I'm gonna be prepared. I've never seen Coraline. I've never seen Coraline. I definitely want to watch it. It's something that it's been on my list for years and years and years, but I never just like sat down and watched it. But I love the aesthetic, and I might get the doll when it comes out. K Moshio, hi. Have you ever regretted buying a doll? If so, which one? I don't know if I've regretted buying a doll, because I usually just like buy dolls that I really want, but I sold a doll and regretted selling a doll, which maybe I did regret buying it because I sold it, and then I bought the same doll again afterwards because I regretted it. But it was the Creature from the Black Lagoons collector doll. So I bought it when it came out, unboxed it, went on, did not connect, sell it, sold it to one of my friends, and then I purchased it back, not from my friend, but from a reseller, but for a regular price, because that doll did not, I don't know now, but then she did not sell really well, and the price was not like scalper prices or anything. So yeah, so that one. Golzar Tondro, can we see your Barbie collection and or the Barbie you talked about in episode 1 or 2? Yeah, I don't have a ton. I have all of the Barbie the movie dolls. I have some Barbies from my childhood, like Princeton the Pauper and Barbie of Swan Lake and Daphne from Scooby-Doo live action. I have the Stevie Nicks Barbies. I have a couple collector Barbies. Then I have my Mycene, which for those who don't know, Mycene is Barbie. I have the 1959 Barbie. I have Solo in the Spotlight Barbie. I have a cool Barbie collection, I will say. Like, I don't have like hundreds of Barbie dolls like I have Monster High and Bratz, but I do have I have a Barbie collection. Maybe I should do a Barbie collection video, but I don't know if people would like to see that, but I can definitely show you guys. Rachel Cole, thoughts on Mycene? I want to collect them, but they're so hard to find. Yes, it's funny because I literally just brought it up with the question that somebody asked before. I have some Mycene dolls. I'm obsessed with Mycene. Mycene was a huge part of my childhood, but the dolls are so expensive, so freaking expensive, and so I only buy them here and there. I still have some that I want to take out of box, but the only problem with Mycene is that when I get into it, I obsess over it because, again, it's such a nostalgic thing for me that when I get into it, I go crazy, insane. I hyperfixate because it's such a huge part of my childhood. But yeah, but they're over there, and I love my Mycene dolls. Love them so much. Servo Bruno, oi Bruno. Mixing all 3 generations, what's your dream Monster High franchise? I don't know if I understand the question, like for a collaboration. If it is a collaboration, I would love a Monster High Generation 1's collector of my favorite horror movie franchise of all time, Scream. I would love that. Obsessed. PJ loves dolls and musicals. Storage for dolls. Well, for storage, like, not for display, right? Like these shells and stuff, but like for if you need to store them, I like bins. I have some bins, and I have some dolls in bins. Like you can just get them in like Walmart or Target, like those like plastic bins with lids and stuff. Those are really good. Rita RJ, what are a few of your favorite Playline Monster High doll shoes they have ever made in any generation? For shoes, oh my god. Yes, we talk about tiny bags, big opinions, but what about the tiny shoes, them tiny shoes? My favorite shoes, I love the shoes that are like melting, like dripping. Like I love the Sweet Screams. But recently, I got the new Monster High Barbie Frankie, and the heels are Frankie's Scolettes, and I am obsessed with those shoes. I'm so obsessed with fashion. I also love Gulak Schoolia shoes and Caddy Noir's Generation 3 Fang Vote doll shoes. So good. Anyways, I love shoes. I love shoes, and some of these dolls have amazing shoes. The famous Eric. Hey, celebrity crush. Renee Rapp. Renee Rapp. I love Renee Rapp so much. I saw her in concert. I was there for a sound check. During her concert, she came over to me and like I was just like, I couldn't even, I have it on video, but like I can't even like watch the video back because it was such a great moment. But Renee Rapp is my celebrity crush, and I'm not even straight, not even a little bit, but she's my celebrity crush. I have things for trinkets. Hi, bestie. Would you ever dress some of your dolls up for the holidays? I'm trying to do that this year. Wait, that's such a good idea. I saw one of my friends, Nefra Noir. She's on Instagram. She does like photography and stuff with Monster High dolls, and she puts like the little Christmas lights around them and take photos of them, and they look so good. So maybe something like that. Denny.Gay Phantom. If you went to Monster High, what would you be most excited for? Class, clubs, etc.? I think I'd be excited for like clubs and obviously hanging out at the Creepateria. But I would want to join Frankie at the welcome committee. Babagachi! If Taylor Swift collabed with Monster High, what would she wear and what would be her title tagline? She would be a werecat, obviously. She would obviously have a collaboration with Caddy Noir. I think her tagline would be, "Karma is a cat purring in my lap because it loves me." And she's a werecat. So I think that would be it. Bunny Blanc Rabbit. Hi, boo. What is your honest opinion on the Great Scary Reef dolls? Don't even get me started. I don't like them. I have Draculaura. I want to get Frankie just for my collection. I don't like them. Don't mess with me. Don't like them. Don't like them. Don't like them. No judgment, though. If you like them, I'm happy for you. Could not be me. I definitely want Frankie just to complete my army of Frankies, but that's it. And I have Draculaura. Silty, not a question, but you're such an inspiration, bestie, and I can only hope that one day I'm able to make such quality content like you with this confidence. That's a dream to me, and I love you. I love you, too. Girl, that it takes a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and sometimes things don't work out the way you planned, and then you just have to like just do it. Like sometimes you're gonna plan something out and you're not gonna be able to do that, but you can still do something. So go ahead and do it. So that's my advice. I love you so much, and keep going. Pilar Montero. Ever watch the anime Sentai? I love it. Wish there was a doll line for it. I have not. I need to look it up. I haven't watched anime in a really long time. Be definitely looking it up. Thanks for letting me know. Autumn Callum, my Draculaura sister. Your profile photo is so cute. What's your favorite Frankie doll? Any gen. All of the Frankie dolls in every generation, period. Besides Generation 2. Oh my gosh, my face already went like, what? Not Generation 2. Nothing against it, but not for me. Well, I will say my favorite Frankie doll of all time will be... Well, one of them is the new Barbie one because I love Barbie. Barbie's literally my childhood, right? Because I didn't grow up with Monster High. I'm a little older than y'all. I grew up with Bratz and Barbie, my scene. So Barbie and Frankie combined, heck yeah. Heck yeah. And then obviously I'm in love with my rerooted Frankie. Perfect? No, but way better than the original because now they have nylon hair. Beautiful. So anyways... That's where we're at. Toga_1. Do you have recommendations on trading dolls? I bought an extra Emily's collector for trade. I wouldn't really recommend it just because I don't trust people. That's all I'm going to say. Unless you're really comfortable with like sharing your address and you know the person is going to trade the doll and not like swipe you, then yeah, 100%. WildAngel.mp3. Hey, Josh. How do you feel with how MGA is treating Bratz as a brand? I really don't like how they like pitch Bratz to everything instead of like giving it purpose. I think that was one of my issues with Bratz last year, the beginning of the year, with that whole Jenna Monster collaboration, which, hey, y'all, I'm healed. I still love Bratz. I still have my Bratz collection. They're right in front of me. Hey, besties. Love them. I love Bratz. You know that. I went through a period of time where I was like, don't want to see them. Don't want to look at them. Get these things away from me. No, I got over it. I love Bratz. I will say I don't like how they're treating it as a brand. It's just like putting it on everything. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. Good for you, MJ. My opinion, you just have to be mindful where you put the brands. Monster High is going the same route, which hurts me to admit it. But yeah, I think that's how also brands make their money, right? It's like licensing. It's easy enough. They don't have to produce anything. Slap the name on it. They get a cut. Call it a day. So I guess from a business standpoint, I see why. But it doesn't necessarily work. Like when you're like for Monster High just announced like a collaboration with a clothing line and it's super expensive and out of touch. And it's like, why? We can barely buy the dolls. Why do you think we're going to pay like $200 for a sweatshirt? Anyways, that's my 2 cents. That's something we can agree to disagree, but that's my 2 cents. All right, so this one is anonymous. If you could fuse or mix 2 dolls, which ones would you choose? I think I would choose Draculaura Freak du Chic and Draculaura Sweet Screams. Imagine like a whole drippy like circus situation with like drips and like gooey like shoes and stuff. Oh my god, that would be so flawless. Like dripping. Like, do you see the vision? Like the cape dripping. Like, I think that would be so beautiful. Maven's dolls. Hi, bestie. There's a couple questions there. Is there a Generation 1 line you feel is overhated or overrated? Overhated, Power Ghouls. I love that line so much. And overrated, I would say Dead Tired. I like it, but I think it's overrated for the prices that they go for. Overrated. Like, they're literally wearing pajamas. Like, come on. And then, who would you want the next Fang Vote character to be? And what would the theme be? I want to Fang Vote Frankie, and I want it to be like punk aesthetic. Like, give me like rock and roll. And then, sorry, last question. Looking into 2026, what's 3 goals you have for your Monster High content and community? I think keeping up with like longer videos on YouTube, I feel like I've been, getting to know some of y'all way better than just like Instagram and Shorts. So definitely focusing on my YouTube channel, and obviously still doing my TikToks and my Reels and stuff, but mostly focusing on my YouTube. Yeah. Amazing questions as always. Can collects enough. I think personally Monster High exclusivity and nostalgia factor for consumers has rendered the fan base bigoted. I think people have always been bigots, but they just like now they're more comfortable. I think they've always been like that. We're just seeing it now, unfortunately. Tofu in a box. Hi, bestie. If you were to make a doll calendar, which dolls would you have for each month? Oh my god. I think like we would just have to like get the birthdays figured out situation and do like a birthday month for each character that has that month as a birthday, or like a specific holiday. But like Draculaura is perfect for Valentine's Day in February. That's her birthday, and that's literally her aesthetic, like very like romantic and like, so things like that. I think I can't really think at the top of my head like one for each. I would have to sit down and like kind of like play around, but mostly that's the idea that I would have. So like their birthdays or holidays that make them look like that. So like for summer, definitely Laguna. Like, anyways, you see where I'm going with this. Cena, R, and Burr. I don't know if anyone asked before, but what is your favorite ship, canon, not canon? My favorite ship, canon, not canon, is, well, canon, I like Frankie and Cleo. So I'm very clanky in Generation 3. And non-canon, I would say Rebecca and Venus. I don't think that's canon, right? If it is, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it is. Mr. 13 Wishes, what is your top 3 favorite Monster High movie doll lines? All right, so Scary City of Frights, Sweet 1600, and Frights Camera Action. Cats and Noon did Keepin'. Sorry if you answered this before, but I want to know what's your favorite Draculaura doll ever. That's Haunt Couture Draculaura. Thanks for asking. Oh my god, that is it for today. I feel like time flew and I had so much fun, but definitely let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on wonky dolls? Do you mind them? Do you not mind them? Do you think Mattel, MGA, these corporations that are charging us an arm and a leg sometimes for dolls should be caring a little bit more about quality control and how you feel about that topic? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 5. Mwah! Love you.